Well, you see, it all started pretty gradually. I would walk into a room and I would say something and nobody would notice. I would say something like, "Could you please turn down the TV?" And no one got up and turned on the TV. So I would get a little louder. "Could somebody please turn down the TV?" Still, nobody would turn down the TV. So I would turn the TV down myself. Then it started to happen a little more frequently. I went to a party one time with my husband, and we were there for about 3 hours. We enjoyed it. We had a great time. But I was starting to get tired, and I was ready to go home. So I saw him over chatting with his work buddies, so I walked over, and I stood there, and nothing really happened. He didn't even turn to look at me. And it was then that I realized, he can't see me. I'm invisible. I am invisible. And so it started to happen more and more and more. And I was going to a basketball game. I was meeting my daughter there, and we did it all the time. We'd cheer on the team. And so I go in the door, and I'm standing in there, and I'm looking for her to find her. And so I see her, so I'm waving my arms to get her attention to come and sit with me because I'm here. And she's chatting with her friends and all busy. And I thought that there was some type of eye contact there as I'm flailing around, but I'm invisible. So let's see if any of you can relate to this. Okay. I've worked all day long, and we have a concert to go to that night. And so my child comes off the bus and informs me that in an hour and a half, they have to be to school. You have to have a baked good, a 2-liter bottle of soda, and they have to be there 20 minutes early. Are y'all feeling it? So, like, what do us as moms do? We bolt in the car, we head to Malone, we buy the soda, we buy chips, we buy cookies, or possibly you have a box of brownies in your cupboard, and you can whip up a pan of brownies, get that all set, you get them down there not 20 minutes early, but they're there kind of early. You get back home, you're finding the closest thing you can to put on that is perfectly clean. You fling your hair up in some type of clip, you're whipping on the mascara, you're getting yourself in the car, you might even be lucky enough to put on some lip gloss on the way down. Or you could be like me and wear these super cute hats because you didn't even get a chance to shower that day. Yeah. So you get down there, you arrive, and you sit down, you take a deep breath, and you look around, and you see all these beautiful women seeming like they've got it all together, and you're feeling quite pathetic at this point. So then you let it go and you watch the concert, and it's awesome. You enjoy every moment of it. It's beautiful. You're so proud of them. They're doing a great job. The concert gets finished. You gather up your stuff and you head to the car. At this point, you're discouraged. You're exhausted. You get into your car and you turn on the radio. Or I turned on the radio. And I heard this woman talking about the great cathedrals of Europe. And she was making the connection of us as women, the cathedrals that we are building. And what she was saying was that these builders would spend day after day after day doing the same thing over and over and over. It took them, some of them, hundreds of years to finish a cathedral. That's far longer than any builder's lifetime. So they did all of that work and never saw the finished product. They did all of that work and they never had their name put on it. It's time and time again, if you look at pictures, builder unknown, builder unknown. They sacrificed all of that for zero credit. And it's also said that there will be no great cathedral ever built like this again, because so few people are willing to sacrifice to that degree. And also there's a story that was written in one of the books, and in the story it stated that one of the builders was carving this little tiny bird up into the beam of one of the cathedrals. And a gentleman had asked him, "Why are you putting all of that energy into this little teeny bird carving? And it's under the roof. Nobody's going to see it. Why are you doing that?" And it is stated that the builder said, "But God sees." They trusted that God sees everything. And it was in that moment of the story, I just felt that God had spoke to me and he had said, "Melissa, God sees. He sees it all." And so this is the point I want to show to you, that God sees the cupcakes that you're baking at 10 o'clock at night. He sees the button that you're sewing before your kid heads out the door to school. He sees you when you're taking out the trash and it's not your job to take out the trash. He sees the tears that you shed because you're so disappointed because things aren't turning out the way that you wanted them to. But it's okay that they don't see, and it's okay that they don't know. We don't work for them. We work for Him. We don't sacrifice for them. We sacrifice for Him. And at times I feel like my invisibility is an affliction to me. It's a disease that is erasing my life. But it's not a disease that's erasing my life. It's actually the cure to the disease of my own pride. You see, I don't want my son to say to his friends, "My mom is the bomb. She is up till midnight scrubbing the floor. She is up at 5 o'clock in the morning. She is doing laundry. She is baking pies. She is getting dinner ready. She is ironing." Even if I'm doing all those things, that's not what I want him to say. What I want him to do is I want him to come home. I want him to want to come home. I want him to say to his buddy that he's bringing home from college, "You're going to love it there. You're going to love it there." So it's okay if they don't see. In fact, if we do it well and we do it right, they may never see. So ladies, you need to know, keep on building your cathedral. Keep building your cathedral. You may never see the finished product, but God sees the finished product. So ladies, let's pray that our work is the monument to an even greater God, because God sees you and He loves you.